12 from Weehiya. We're getting there. At the mill. Soft Shenandoah shelters misfits and malcontents, nurtures sheep with large genitals, photographer's family, hay-hoisting horse owners, trick-turning truck stoppers, inventive harvesters, Steele's Tavern sowers, bountiful beauty. Naturally, writers abound around, surrounded by such. One wins $5 at the pharmacy, takes leave of the women long enough to type her new voice. A beacon who fortifies fellow polygamists with purple-winked ink. Fur-clad apparition returns, disrupts midday bushwhack with its presence, historical, ominous, predictor of days you can't bear to ponder. Satiated, you grab her hand for emotional balance, slipping down moss-laden rocks, afraid. Grinder switch melodies follow type patterns until, fed by grain, new grist emerges. Wind spirit magnifies terror. Your steps quicken, but you think of 3 others: photographer, writer, compost collector, a post-coital spook, still yearning. Tongue Quest 1. Red morning wind kicks leaves over vegetable cage. Felled white oak patiently absorbs blade after blade. Chunked wood magically stacks upon self against mud. Sawdust darkens. Winter rain slows work, allows love time. Pond refills, frightened turtle relaxes. Cool December water welcomes geese and herons to rolling clay-built hills. Man and woman join. New child cries, coos, sleeps. 6-point buck stops, observes, moves slowly out of view. Fog lifts. Sun creeps past logs, warms 3,000 trees. 60 moons past white buffalo's birth. Bonus time. Part 2, Tongue Quest. Colorful turkeys gather under a lit moon. Feathers diffract beams to cedars lined. 2 rows. Historical trees whose dead branches dangle predictions at pond's edge. 3 run to flight, circle, drop back, contrive, spread. Anticipate coming of spring. Winter rain cuts fog. Hilltop oaks sparkle when wind pushes limbs through ethereal mist, sent down to visit this New Year's Eve. 3. Hair-bellied bull stands. Dainty tied-foot girl spreads parasol. Protrusion emerges from hair. Pillow placed. Dress becomes blanket, fantasy, or farm boy hovers, slogs. Heavy mud slows progress. Results equal effort. Parasol quivers. Wind stiffens. Girl rolls. Wakes inner spirit. Follows heart-made trail to pastoral life. 4. Respected grandfather ties green maple branches, nails joints, rakes leaves into compost, works tools vigorously, reads after dinner, speaks less than 1 paragraph per day. He's bent over, 78 years translating, teaching, gardening. Happiness is not out of reach, but produced by simple living. 5. Watching ladybugs turning to Zen movement could transform one overindulged son-in-law. First, he must learn to separate men's and women's tasks. No easy lesson for Western man. Caterpillar. Over 50 scraps lie scattered across from the Mission and Salvation Army in Raleigh's Moore Square. A cop on horseback does not pick them up. A skinny man heads west on person. His shoulder bag is a red square around a black square. The nautical flag for hurricanes comes to mind as Mrs. Miller's 4th grade runs a frisbee relay, 10 yards removed from the daily horrors of homelessness. Now Norm, purple-shirted attendant, starts to sweep trash. dump trash, and greet the park's residents with a cheery good morning. It's 40 ounces, a Newport pack, toothpaste boxes, styrofoam cups. It's messier than usual today. He gimps on his way to another litter zone. Miller's museum magnet kids are already back inside when 3 empty school buses and an empty trolley motor past. This reminds you of the 60 buses you saw parked underwater in New Orleans, and the white cops who wouldn't let black residents flee Katrina's flood, and the traumatic gait Norm still succumbs to while picking up trash, and the 4-year-old boy holding the bottle that feeds his baby sister, and the sign at Denny's offering a chance to contribute to the Hurricane Fund, and the caterpillar currently crawling up your leg, just needing a friend. You remove another caterpillar, the wind gusts, and another man in purple walks through Oak's mud, backpack full to brimming, striding quickly, nowhere to go. Brown caterpillar returns for a 3rd visit. What makes you so special, you think? Rising to leave. Carolina Wren. This time a solitary wren perches on power lines that divide purple-blue sky, slicing rhombi, diamonds, thin rectangles, pushing geometry into a regular autumn morning. This makes you wonder how birds keep their feet warm in countries with no power, or how people survive on $100 a year, or where refugees go when war hits. Our wren flies, a speck, ever smaller as she finds her way. Given our superior brain capacity, how is it we cause misery across the planet while creatures so small live, content to take their share, peacefully? Cedar Pass. Here, where absurd harp arpeggios plucked on baby poplars scare young deer, and winter exposes nests catching squirrels mid-nut crunch, the last brave blue chrysalis wings on frozen wind. Contrasting grays pooh-poohed by teenage purists offset sturdy dark brown leaves that hang on as December chills bones, ground, clouds equally. Turkey buzzards pick at roadkill, while mallards float flute melodies on ponds overfull from fall's monsoon. Reynard twitches as his son-in-law scrapes pebbles back onto Cedar Pass, a dirt road older than its name. Path to beavers, possum, raccoons, all cold today until somehow the Schwa Stradivarius 1714 ambles up, played by Itzhak Perlman, carried Asian style by 4 willing rabbis, to this place of peace in time for one last concert surrounded by nature. Christmas, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. All together now in Chipmunk-esque sequels. Let's squeal just like Alvin and the Chipmunks have sung it since the 1960s. Christmas comes but once a year, soldiers' bloodied mothers' tears, bombs exploding in the air, it's Christmas everywhere. Barons sipping booze or tea, greed leads to frivolity. One man's toil is another kid's toy, it's Christmas in Hanoi. Farm girls walk to city lights, paddy shimmer by moonlight. No one left to grow rice high, it's Christmas in Shanghai. Now she sits at sewing machines, making clothes for Walmart queens. She takes home $1 a day, it's Christmas in Bombay. 140-hour weeks, raped and left no food to eat. Import made Sri Lanka's poor, it's Christmas Singapore. Catholic Mass and Spanish here, Argentina has great fear. The IMF has had their say, so who is going to pay? Now the Dems have won their seats, still no nerve to scream impeach. Seems they're also on the take, which sucks for goodness sake. Bush is